Cine lovers.
Cine lovers.
Oh, we did it individually, are we? I see.
Yes, probably how we're going to do it now. Yes, everybody, hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Cine Lovers podcast. I am Jamie, and as always, I am joined with my lover, Mercedes.
What up?
What up, indeed? Welcome to this brand new episode. We are going to be going through a few reviews, looking at some of the films we've recently watched, like Peter Rabbit 2, Luca, Tomorrow War, Fast 9, and Freaky, which has just hit the cinemas here in the UK. And we're going to be looking at some of the brand new trailers that have just been released, like Candyman, Halloween Kills, Sing 2. I think we've got a new Suicide Squad one as well, and even TV shows with The Shrink Next Door as well. But we will begin by talking about the news. But before we hit the news, I just want to remind everybody that you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Cine Lovers Podcast. We are on Spotify, Apple, Deezer, wherever you find your podcast, and on YouTube if you like to look at our wonderful faces rather than hearing our voices. But Mercedes,
The news. Not got a lot to mention in the news this week, because I've not really taken a lot of notes. I forgot. But something that's pretty important, I think, is that there's been an announcement that we are getting a Supernatural prequel.
Yes.
So exciting. It's going to be titled The Winchesters, I believe. Jensen Ackles himself, Jared Winchester, Dean Winchester did announce this, and that it's something he's been working on for a while, that he's been excited about, and he's so excited to share it with us, which then caused some upset and controversy, as it seems. Jared Padalecki, his brother in arms, who plays, of course, Sam Winchester, didn't seem to know anything about it, as he tweeted back to Jensen that he was something like excited about it, very happy about it.
Would have been nice to know rather than find it out on Twitter.
Yeah, so hashtag awkward giraffe, and that was a little
awkward
bit
giraffe.
Yeah, awkward giraffe. You know, like for those visual watchers, awkward giraffe.
Alright.
Anyway. So yeah, that was a little bit awkward, but then apparently they went and called each other and had a makeup, and it was all good. But yeah, super cool. It's supposed to be following Mary and John Winchester, who of course are the parents of Sam and Dean, which of course we have seen some of their earlier life in the TV show in Supernatural, which was cool. Don't know if it's going to be played by the same guys. I don't think so. Probably be recast. I think pretty sure the guy that played young John Winchester is now Superman anyway. And was it Tyler? It looked like him.
Could have been him in an episode. I'm pretty sure he's been recast in Supernatural.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, so that would be really cool anyway. So we're really excited about that. I've also seen that Aquaman has officially started filming. So that's another bit of news. No longer in pre-production, but in production. So watch this space. And unfortunately as well, we got some sad news in the past 24 hours. The death of Richard Donner, the late great now, of course, great director and producer of a lot of our favourite films. So we'll have a little bit of talk about him as well towards the end.
91.
Yes, 91, good age. Hadn't realised he was that old. So yeah, I feel like we got everything out of him that we could, which is good.
Yeah.
So if we move on for now to the trailers. So we can have a look at what has been out. These have been out for the past few weeks, so we're a bit delayed in getting our episode to you this time, so sorry about that. We'll strive to be better in the future. So some of you may have seen these trailers, some of you may have missed them, so if you have, go and check them out. Jamie, do you want to start with these scary ones?
The scary trailers. So there have been 2 brand new trailers that have been released, getting ready for Halloween. I mean, we are in July now. I mean, we're only 4 months away.
Only 4 months.
Only 4 months away from Halloween, so. And the big one was supposed to come out last year. I mean, most of these films were supposed to come out last year anyway. But it is the sequel to Halloween. And the sequel to that one, it's Halloween Kills, which picks off straight after the ending of Halloween. I'm not going to ruin it if nobody has seen it. I'm going to say Halloween 2018, make it a little bit easier, and then there's the Halloween 1978. But it picks off from the 2018 Halloween. Again, I'm not going to spoil it in case nobody has watched it yet. But like I said, it picks off straight from there when they are leaving whatever happened. And basically, something happened with Michael, and he has decided to go crazy like he does. I mean, the good thing with these new Halloween movies, it takes all of the previous Halloweens out of contention. There's no Halloween 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Okay.
There's not that many, but, you know, you get the premise. There was a lot of sequels and rehashes and reboots that we didn't need. Nobody needs Halloween H2O.
I needed Halloween H2O.
Well, there you go.
Sleepovers with Josh Hartnett.
There you go. But no, it looks quite interesting. I know a lot of people on social media are kind of concerned that they've seen the whole film within this trailer. There was a lot of stuff, and something that you don't really think that you would see in trailers was a lot of the kills.
Yeah, that's what I pointed out.
They showed a lot of the kills in the trailer, which is quite surprising, because one of the amazing things about these serial killers like Jason, like Michael, like Freddy is the kills, like the unique ways that they go about and kill their victims. And a lot of these kills were shown in the trailer, so unless they're going to do some other ones,
I mean, maybe there's like a lot more, maybe. You know, which is scary.
But Halloween 2018 was a very, very good film, great addition, great follow-on from Halloween 1978. I am looking forward to this one. They have filmed Halloween Kills, and I can't remember what the other one is, the third film. They have filmed them back to back, as in the third one, I think Halloween Ends it's called. This was supposed to come out this year, Halloween Kills last year, so Halloween Ends will be next year instead. But Halloween Kills is due out in October, just in time for Halloween, and it's exciting times. The other horror film is coming out just a little bit before that, around about August, September time, and it's about another serial killer. But it's more of a 90s classic, this one, in 1993. It's another remake or sequel, or whatever you want to call it. It is. So again, I'm not sure what this one is. I don't know if it's a complete reboot or if it's a complete remake, because I'm pretty sure Tony Todd is reprising his role as Candyman in this film, or at least makes a cameo. But the new Candyman film, produced by Jordan Peele, it's looking pretty spooky, and you're not sure exactly what's going on. You've got this guy who feels like he's got a connection to Candyman and the place where he grew up, where Candyman's legacy is, and he's slowly turning into Candyman, what it looks like in the trailer. So again, it's going to be an interesting one to see. Definitely looking forward to it, and there's some definite great camera tricks and some beautiful iconography and so what they're looking for here, lighting techniques, I guess. I don't know. It just looks visually spectacular from the trailer. It's definitely one to look out for me. So Candyman and Halloween Kills have been released on YouTube, so watch those trailers, and they're gonna get you ready for the spooky season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Halloween, because even though Michael Myers is my most hated horror character, he terrifies me. I do enjoy the films. Obviously, was introduced to it through Halloween H2O, so you can thank that film for that. You can thank Josh Hartnett for bringing me into the world of Halloween. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I love the idea that they filmed it back to back. I agree that the trailer does show a lot, so we'll just have to wait and see how much extra we get. But it looks really exciting. Jamie Lee kicking ass again. Candyman looks absolutely terrifying. I will watch it because I'm intrigued and I like the nostalgia of things like that, but I'm terrified. I remember very vividly, I've not seen the whole film at all, but I remember being a kid and I had a guy best friend, and he always used to like maybe watch gross stuff and things, and he was like, oh, look at this, and it was literally a moment in the film where he sticks the hook in someone's back and like blood comes out of their mouth and he scratches it up them. It was lovely. So that disturbed me as a child. But I will watch it. It'll be fun. But anyway, more up my street. We have some other trailers. Obviously, Suicide Squad is one that I'm incredibly excited about. We're expecting that out in August. Oh, so looking forward to that. I've been waiting so long.
Good thing about Suicide Squad as well, it's HBO Max, so
yes.
If you're in the US, it will be out at the theatres and in your home on the same day.
That's really cool.
But not here in the UK.
Not here, but I mean, I'd rather go and see it at the cinema anyway. But if you were unable or prefer to watch it at home, you can do in the US. But yeah, we've had a few trailers now. We had the teaser, and then now we've had 2 full trailers. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. I love Harley, so I'm just excited to see her doing anything that she's doing. Super excited to have loads of new characters, and just James Gunn's amazing, obviously, so he's hopefully going to have done an amazing job. I'm excited to see Rick Flag in a bit of a different kind of way. So he looks like he's gonna maybe kicked Cara Delevingne's character out. I'm not too sure, but she's not in this, so I'm hoping he's moved on from that. Looking forward to seeing Michael Rooker's character, Peter Capaldi's character, the Weasel, who of course is played by James Gunn's brother. What's his name? James Gunn's brother? Yeah, I can't remember his name, but yeah. So yeah, great cast, and obviously Idris Elba. And they've done a similar thing like they did with what else?
John Cena.
Oh yeah, John Cena. John Cena looks hilarious in it, actually. Every time I watch a trailer, he's the one that's making me laugh the most. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him in that.
Just started filming his TV show for HBO Max. He's got a spin-off show. Did you not know this?
For Suicide Squad?
Yeah, for Peacemaker. He's got his own TV show.
That's so cool.
Next year. They've started filming that now, and the first few set images have been released as well. So
I'm excited about that then. That'll be cool. But yeah, it looks like they've done a similar thing like they did with Deadshot in the original Suicide Squad, where they had like his daughter involved and stuff. They've done that with Idris Elba's Bloodshot, but she seems like a bit of a badass herself. So, but yeah, looking forward to that. And then one that we're both looking forward to, I think, is Thing 2. Because we absolutely loved the first one. Yeah, you loved Taron Egerton. So obviously got a great cast with Matthew McConaughey, Reese Witherspoon, Scarlett Johansson, and of course coming into this one is Bono, playing the aged rock star Lion, which will be really cool.
Yeah.
The trailer looks really fun. It looks like they've really moved it on to like the next stage naturally with the big thing with talent shows these days with like X Factor in America, Britain's Got Talent, and that's the road they've gone down. So I think that'll really work, and it looks fun.
Yeah, as long as like I said, got some catchy songs in there. Taron Egerton does a bit more Elton John. I mean, that's the film that got him Rocket Man, weren't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So look for it. It comes around about Christmas time, so it's definitely going to be a family film to watch.
Yeah.
Around the holidays.
Yeah, that'll be out at Christmas.
Yeah, and then we've got a TV show as well. I mean, a TV show has been leaked for Apple TV, and it's the Shrink Next Door, starring Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell.
And Catherine Hahn. What a cast!
It is a very good cast. And it's based on the true story, this one, about this psychiatrist that inserted himself into this guy's life and basically, I'm trying to think of the word. I want to say not embezzle, but basically decided that what he did, like I was reading about it, was he got this guy to sign over all of his property and make him like a CEO of his company or something like that. He basically, and this is obviously what Paul Rudd's doing to Will Ferrell's character. You got to see a little bit of him inserting himself into his life in that trailer and infiltrating his personal and professional life, and it's definitely interesting. I think it's only about 8 episodes. That's due on Apple TV later this year. And it's quite a haunting trailer, because like I said, it's anything can. You're supposed to go to a shrink to obviously help you, and obviously this guy took advantage of his position, and it's definitely something that's in society at this moment in time, especially with the hashtag Me Too movement and stuff like that. So it's going to be an interesting show. I don't think you're going to have more than a second season or anything like that.
No,
I think
it's
just
a limited
season.
Isn't it?
Yeah, so looking forward to that one. That kind of blew us both away out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like we weren't really expecting anything. And at first you thought it was a film, but then, like I said, it came up Apple TV, limited series. So interesting to see what they do with that one. So So
yeah, the way they did the trailer as well, like when you first put it on to show me, of course you see Paul Rudd, oh my god, get excited. See Will Ferrell, get excited. See Catherine Hahn, get the most excited. And it shows it all to start with, all like really like kind of good and fun, and like it looks like a comedy and brings you in. You're like, oh, this is brilliant, and then suddenly it takes that dark twist, even in the trailer, and you're like, oh, okay, there's more to this. And yeah, it's really cool the fact that it's a true story. And so it's set during whenever it happened, it's like the 80s or something like that. It looks like the 80s, which again is great for me because I love that kind of time period. So yeah, really looking forward to that. And when do we know when we're expecting that?
I'm not sure. But like I say, it'll be on Apple TV when it does come out.
Yeah, look out for that. Cool. So that's our trailers. Now moving on to our reviews. So there's a few films we've seen over the past few weeks. I'm going to kick off with some light-hearted fun, very briefly.
The ones I didn't watch.
Yeah. So when Peter Rabbit first came out a few years back, oh my god, I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun. And that says a lot because I'm not really a massive fan of James Corden, but I love Peter Rabbit anyway, and the Beatrix Potter story. So I took my niece to see it, and we both really, really enjoyed it. Domhnall Gleeson's amazing, Rose Byrne's amazing, and obviously we had Margot Robbie and Daisy Ridley playing a couple of the bunnies as well, like Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail. So yeah, I loved it. So I was really excited when the second one got announced, and then obviously it was supposed to come out last year. Devastated, we didn't get it. And then finally, when like Easter came around again this year, it was coming out. I was excited, but I think it took a while. Actually, it didn't come out Easter, did it? It came out a bit later because the cinema's still being closed. And then it still took me a couple of weeks, but me and Nana finally went to see it. And again, oh, so much fun. It started out, I was a bit like, not sure if it's going to be as good as the first one, but then the story just took a really, really fun turn again. And it's just light-hearted fun and great comedy. And yeah, I definitely recommend it. Either if it's still the cinema where you are, going to see it cinema with the kids, or your grandma, or just renting it at home when it's available as well. So yeah, definitely good fun. Can we talk about Luca straight away as well? Yeah.
Go on to the
We'll
other
just
one
do the kids ones for now. So last night I finally watched Luca. I've been waiting for ages to watch it because we were trying to watch it with Georgie, weren't we? Jamie's daughter. Then she went and saw half of it at school anyway. So I was like, right, I'm gonna watch it. He's not bothered about it. So I watched it last night. It was just exactly what I needed because I was feeling a bit like, I had a headache, I was tired. I just got in bed and I snuggled up watching it with a bit of cheesecake. It was great. And yeah, it was just, I've read a lot of reviews saying that it just seemed a bit kind of slow and didn't really have a story or a reason or a meaning behind it. But for me, I thought there was a few meanings behind it and a few things like lessons to be learned, as Disney always likes to have. And it was just a really nice story about friendship and being accepted if you're different and all of that kind of thing. But on the whole, it was just a really fun, nice little story, and I definitely recommend again watching it. You don't have to watch it with kids, just watch it yourself like I did.
And it's quite good as well because it's like it's gone onto Disney Plus, but it's not a Premier Access film. It is free to watch on there. So I know there are some films that have come out and you have to pay the extra $19.99, like Raya was $19.99.
Yeah.
Another film's coming out on Thursday or Friday, which is going to be $19.99 as well. So
yeah. Oh, and a little bit as well about the cast, the voice casting. So Luca is played by Jacob Tremblay, who's quite famous as a child actor. Of course, he was in your film Room, and then obviously your film. Oh, you've seen it.
Good Boys.
Yeah, and then he was in Good Boys as well, getting a bit older, and now he's
Dr. Sleep.
And he was in Dr. Sleep very briefly, yeah. But yeah, so he was great as Luca, but as Luca's friend Alberto, it was Jack Dylan Grazer, who is in It, playing Eddie, and also in Shazam. I can't remember his character's name, but he's again the adopted brother who's really fun. So yeah, I think for me, I feel like they're both ones to watch. They're both great little actors who definitely have potential as they get older. So check them out too. So
yeah,
what should I talk about next? Should I talk about Freaky?
Freaky.
Yeah.
Freaky.
This kind of comes under reviews and recommendations, like majorly.
Yeah. So Freaky actually came out in the US last year. I want to say maybe about a year ago. Mm-hmm. It was one of the first films that was released post-pandemic, because they released it. I'm trying to think of the words now. So when the pandemic hit, I know we went to go see like Invisible Man and stuff, and then you went to see Emma.
Yeah.
Like those films were like one of the first UK releases to come out to the home box office for like 1999, where you could pay on Sky Movies and you would get that on there. Freaky was one of the first in the US to do that, and it stars Vince Vaughn, and he's a serial killer, and he picks up this knife from one of his victims at the start of the film, and he then chases our main character, played by
Catherine Newton,
Catherine
who
Newton,
I love.
obviously famous in Supernatural.
And she's the dead daughter in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Dead daughter in 3 Billboards. So, yeah, and she's the main character of it with Vince Vaughn, and Vince Vaughn, as a serial killer, basically stalks her one night and stabs her with this knife. And he's got her straight away. It's like, that's a nice easy film, roll credits. But it turns out this knife is a swap body knife.
The mystical knife.
And they swap bodies and wake up the next day in each other's bodies. So Vince Vaughn is in her body, she is in his body, and she's got it's Vince Vaughn at this point. Like, they can only see Vince Vaughn, but she's in his body. If that makes sense, yeah. And in Vince Vaughn's body,
so Vince Vaughn is playing Catherine Newton, playing Millie.
Yeah, and so he's got to convince her friends that he's her.
Yeah. The trailer says it all, really. I mean, it's
really fun. Like I said,
so much
his
fun.
best friends are, one of them is a black girl and one of them is a gay white teen as well. And there's a great line in the trailer saying, "You're black, I'm gay, we're gonna die," basically. Which again, it plays on the horror tropes. It's directed by Christopher Landon, who is famous for directing the Happy Death Day 1 and 2. So it's a really fun film, and it's written by Michael Kennedy as well, who's a great writer as well. So it's a really good film, Freaky.
Highly recommend it.
Definitely get onto that film, because it's just a great fun slasher movie, and it's just what you need, just a little bit of fun, especially coming up to Halloween, and you're getting all your serious ones as well and thrown in there with Halloween and Candyman. So Freaky is kind of a recommendation and a review as well, because we did watch it last year.
Yeah, you guys need to go and see it now. It's in the cinema. It's fantastic. And Catherine Newton's great. Again, another one to watch for me. Her and Vince Vaughn, both absolutely brilliant acting as each other. And like Jamie says, the supporting cast are hilarious and brilliant. Will they die? Will her friends die? Who knows? You have to watch it. And there's also hilarious scenes with the guy that she fancies, her crush. Very, very funny. But yeah, so yeah, that and Happy Death Day, I think. Because obviously Happy Death Day goes down the route of the Groundhog Day kind of story. Freaky goes down the route of the dropping your coaster there, of the body swap story. So those kinds of films, I love twists on those kinds of films. So we definitely recommend watching both of those films. If you want some more great female-led films, check out my my podcast about female-led films, about 5 amazing films over on Merkspace. A little one where I do talk about Freaky and other things too. But yes. Now, Tomorrow War. Which tomorrow. I'll start off because I think I probably enjoyed it more than you did.
It's a sci-fi disaster movie. Of course you did.
I think. Tomorrow War. So Chris Pratt announced Tomorrow War like the other month, and he was so super excited about it. I was like, okay, you're a bit carried away here. But I've actually been really looking forward to it coming out on Amazon Prime, because again, like he says, sci-fi action disaster, fabulous, exactly up my road. So yeah, we watched it on Sunday afternoon in the rain. It was raining outside, we went in the rain. It was just perfect Sunday afternoon, easy watching. What was it, like 2.5 hours, something like that?
2 hours 20.
2 hours 20. Just great fun. The premise is that He's a high school teacher, a high school science teacher, but he was previously in the military. They're all at a party one day watching the World Cup, and they get an announcement comes
World
through
Cup
on the TV.
2022 Qatar.
Yeah, exactly. Announcement comes through on the TV where all these people suddenly appear on the football pitch, stating they are from the future and that there is a big war and the human race is about to die. So they need to recruit people from the past to fight this war. And they start taking people from the past, bringing them through to the future, and by trying to fight these aliens to save the human race. Of course, Chris Pratt is recruited, and the story unfolds. We will not say more, but I mean, it is predictable, but it's fun. It's great fun. So yeah, highly recommend it, just for a lovely, easy, fun afternoon or evening.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. Like I said, there's a lot of predictability about it, but even when the predictable stuff happens, it did take a little bit of a turn.
Yeah.
Towards the end, where they decided to do a little bit of other stuff. The supporting cast was great in the film. J.K. Simmons, Yvonne Strahovski, obviously famous for *Handmaid's Tale*, Chuck. So yeah, I mean, it was an enjoyable film. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like you said, if you've got 2 hours free on a Sunday afternoon, there's a lot of action in it. I don't think there's a lot of blood.
No. Kids can watch it. It can be a family sci-fi film, maybe a little bit older kids, like 10 upwards, I'd say. It's not that scary or anything. It's no scarier than Independence Day, I wouldn't say.
No, I know you definitely said about Independence Day afterwards.
Yeah, there was definitely like Independence Day vibes going on. But yeah, very, very much fun. So Amazon Prime, that's on now. Able to watch.
Amazon Prime, yeah, I think it only came out on Friday, so it's a brand new movie for you to watch. Speaking of brand new movies, we went to the Trafford Centre in Manchester.
Yeah, we did.
On IMAX to watch Fast 9. So over the last few weeks or days, I don't even know what it was, they all merged into one. We decided to watch all of the Fast and Furious films to get us ready.
Just like we said we would.
Fast 9. We did it.
I think it was over a week. We watched more. Just over a week.
Well, there's 8 films, so it can't be a week.
Just over a week. Just over a week we watched them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll say about 2 weeks we watched them all, max.
Yeah. Oh my god, so much fun.
Yeah, and obviously Mercedes had never watched them all before. I think she watched like 1, 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, I'd definitely seen the first 2, and I knew that it was number 3 that had made me stop watching them, and I recognised some of it, but not all of it. So I think maybe I walked away halfway through it or partway through it when I was watching my parents years ago when it came out, and then never watched any more of them. Which you can understand why I might walk out of that one, because it's completely different characters, and it just threw me, and I was like, oh, it's not the same anymore. But I still always had in my head that they were just like street racing films. And I thought that all this whole time, all these years, they were just making film after film about street racing. How little I knew.
Yeah. So is it after Fast 5 when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson enters the franchise? That's kind of the starting point of how the films transition from the street racing into these heist movies, and they just go bigger each film. Like that, some of the heists that they do, some of the stunts that they do, some of the places they go are bigger than the last film. Like we've had Abu Dhabi, we've had other places that you need to see in Fast 9. And yeah, like I said, with Fast 9, with this one we've got John Cena playing Jacob Toretto, who is Vin Diesel's brother, the long lost brother that nobody knew about.
Never mentioned,
but it's all about family, isn't it? So yeah, and it's basically he's part of this evil organization, and they've got to basically stop him from collecting this dome that can basically control the world.
Another device that they need to retrieve, another thing with a chip or something. It's always they're always after a chip or a device that can control the world.
And again, it does link in with all the other films with Fast 8. Charlize Theron is back as Cypher in this film. Obviously, the family are back. The only people missing,
the ever-changing family.
Yeah, the only people missing in this movie from the other previous movies was Dwayne Johnson playing Luke Hobbs and Jason Statham playing Deckard Shaw. Obviously, because they went on to make Hobbs and Shaw as a spin-off from the Fast and the Furious movies. Helen Mirren does have a small cameo in this role, as she is obviously the mother of the Shaw family. But unfortunately, like I said, they weren't in this movie because they were going out and doing their own Hobbs and Shaw movie. But it's another addition to the Fast and the Furious franchise. They have announced they are doing a number 10 and 11 as well. And they should be it, maybe. Who knows? I mean, they carried on after the main character died, but there you go.
Well, I'm on board now because I've absolutely loved watching them. I mean, the first two I enjoyed, and then the third one I didn't. Most of it I wasn't enjoying it, and then towards the end I started to enjoy it more because of certain characters, and then wanted to cry at the end of the third one because of something that happened, and then the fourth film I thought was kind of a bit of a placeholder. I didn't really enjoy it. It was a bit boring. It was kind of more to get Brian and Dom, Paul Walker and Vin Diesel back together as kind of friends and colleagues. And then from the fifth one then onwards, it was just fantastic. Like 5, 6, 7, I think I absolutely enjoyed so much. The stunts were absolutely like out of this world, like jumping from suddenly from film 5 it just kind of went, and that was it. There was no stopping them.
You'll find the stunts in Fast 9 were out of this world.
Well, yeah. We'll get to that. But like literally jumping from like one side, one bridge to like another bridge, catching somebody in the air as you're going, and then land on top of a car. That was the first massive stunt in these films, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, oh my god, that was insane. And that was amazing. That blew me away. And then suddenly after that they just got better and better and better. The Abu Dhabi scene with the 3 buildings, oh my god, like that is my favorite scene ever. Like in any action film. Literally the second they went in into that building where that car was, I'm like, this car is in a penthouse, and they're just like stood there with this car in a penthouse. I was like, they're driving that car out of that building. Either they're taking it in a lift or they are driving it out, and that is what they did. And they drove and kept driving through buildings, and it was amazing. And
we're gonna have a domestic on camera right now.
What action? I'm just
Fallout.
Oh yeah, Fallout's fun.
Fallout's fun. Like,
it's great, yeah.
The action scenes in Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're like proper, but they're proper action scenes. They are the best action scenes ever. They are, but funny wise, like,
but funny wise,
but ridiculous wise. Like Tom Cruise actually did those things. Like that was amazing. But in these films,
Mission Impossible Fallout is the greatest action movie ever made. Fact.
Yeah, it's a very good film. But these are just fun and silly, and it's just ridiculous fun. And watching those scenes, it's just like, woo! It's like amazing. And yeah, obviously, later I've lost track of what happens in what film, but yeah, this one's getting better and better and worse. And then obviously, we're not going to spoil it, but like in Fast 9, oh my god, I'm so glad I went to see it at IMAX because it was just so much more fun. The screen was amazing, and seeing that kind of action and the certain things that were happening on that screen, it was just brilliant.
Yeah, we do recommend obviously watching all the films the order that they came out. However, if you do want to watch it in chronological order, it goes 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 7, 8, 9, and then you can have Hobbs and Shaw just in between 8 and 9 if you do want to add that one.
But that was hilarious because we watched the third one, and then you told me that where it fit in the order. I was like, oh okay. And then the certain characters were going to be coming back, and it was so funny to see it happen when they actually did it in Fast 9, because this person who was supposed to be playing like a teenager in school in the third film.
It's not a spoiler. We know Lucas Black is in.
Lucas Black playing a teenager, Sean, in the third film, which is chronologically like further on in the story. He's a teenager, and then a couple of years later, he's suddenly like looks like a proper like man in his 40s with his hairline receded, and he's not trying to be cool anymore. He's like this dork, like doing the things he's doing. It is hilarious, but I think they like play on it, the fact that they know what they're doing, they know what it looks like, and they don't care.
It's one of the best-selling franchises of all time when it comes to the box office. I think it's only really behind Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean, Harry Potter now.
Yeah.
I think it's at least 4th or 5th.
Well, they've won another fan now, so
they've won another one.
I'm in it for the family. But we also went to see it IMAX, not just because it would be cool, but we went for the dinosaurs. Did we not?
She did.
I went for the dinosaurs. So, as we said in the last show, they announced that there would be a special preview of Jurassic World Dominion at the beginning of Fast 9 if you went to see it at IMAX. So that's the main reason I wanted to go. It was funny though, because they were playing the trailers and I thought it was going to come on as like a special thing, and it just started coming on in line with the trailers, and I wasn't even paying attention. But yeah, again, we're not going to tell you what happens in it. I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, it was really cool. I think Chris Pratt was in it. I think he was in a helicopter.
Maybe. I didn't see.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really good. So yeah, that will appear probably on YouTube eventually. But if you do have a chance to go and see Fast 9 in IMAX while you still can, go and see it because it's fun, and you get to see the preview of Jurassic World Dominion. And I'm really, really super excited for that film now. I like where it looks like they're taking it. And obviously I'm excited to see the Holy Trinity.
Obviously it doesn't really tell you, but if you do have an Odeon Limitless card, it only costs I think an extra £5 upgrade to go watch it in IMAX as well.
Yeah.
Which is a typical ticket if you're not a Limitless
holder.
But if you're not a Limitless holder, you have to pay 10-15 quid, I believe.
Yeah.
But any Odeon Limitless members, you can go see it on IMAX for £5.
And you can currently get special Fast 9 cup and popcorn tin if you go to the Odeon.
And Odeon, if you want to like sponsor us or anything,
yeah,
just let us know.
Exactly.
But that's basically all the films that we have watched at the moment as time of recording on, I believe, what day are we on? We're on Tuesday.
Tuesday, the 6th of July,
we're
2021.
On Tuesday the 6th, because tomorrow there is a new film that comes out. We are not watching it tomorrow, however, we will be watching it on the Thursday evening.
Mm-hmm.
The new MCU movie prequel. I'm not sure exactly where it fits into the timeline, but Black Widow is finally out this week, out tomorrow in the UK.
Woo!
Black Widow, we all know as one of the original Avengers, Scarlett Johansson. And this one is more like a backstory of Natasha Romanoff and her family, Rachel Weisz, David Harbour, and Florence Pugh, who's amazing in everything that she does.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a backstory towards her. Obviously, we know what happened in Avengers Endgame and how her character's arc has gone from there. So it's a nice way to have maybe a final goodbye to the character if she doesn't want to do any more. Spend a little bit more time with the character.
Yeah,
it's a nice way to say it. Yeah, but
she deserves it. All the boys got their own film early on, so
Hawkeye did.
Well,
I mean, he's got a
his own TV show, so Hawkeye.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Black Widow hits the cinemas tomorrow. I know you're really, really excited for this film.
Because I was excited about it last year, and I was gutted again having to wait. And like you say, I love Florence Pugh as well, and David Harbour and Rachel Weisz is cool. So having a great cast like that is exciting. But yeah, it'd just be really cool to see, Natasha in her environment and see what it is that she's been talking about all these years. Her past and everything. And yeah, I'm keen to see it. So we'll probably give you a bit of a review about that next week, actually.
Yeah, and if you don't fancy going to the cinema, or you're still locked down, or you're in isolation, on Friday it will go on Disney Premier Access, so you can get it for $19.99 as well. Also, Disney, if you want to sponsor our podcast as well, just get in contact with us. We will hook you up.
Yes. So that's your priority for this weekend, is going to see Black Widow. A couple of other things that are out. Obviously, we've already mentioned Fast 9 and Freaky are out. So get on those as well if you've not seen them already. A film that I'm really excited about, and I'm actually gutted that it doesn't seem to have been shown much at the cinema, is Supernova. It did have a limitless screening, which is anyone that's got a limitless card can go and see it on that one night, and then it didn't seem to be on again. So I'd have to see if I can catch it somewhere else. But Supernova is Colin Firth and Stanley Tucci, and they're a gay couple, and one of them has cancer, and so they're kind of having their final trip together, it seems, around Scotland with family and friends. So there's a few reasons I want to see it. I mean, obviously Colin and Stanley are both amazing, absolutely love them. Got to meet Stanley at Comic Con a few years back. He's a really cool guy, really nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing them two acting together. But also all the places they're driving around in Scotland. Like I used to live up that way and drive up and down there all the time. So it would be really nice to see that beautiful area again. So yeah, that's another recommendation, even though I've not seen it. And then also came out on Sky finally last Friday. Bill and Ted 3, Bill and Ted Face the Music, is now officially available to watch on Sky for free. So if you're a Bill and Ted fan, or just like great films and Keanu Reeves, then I recommend checking it out. Definitely rewatch the other two, before you go and watch it again, just to heighten the nostalgia. Yeah.
And obviously, like I said, this one is on Sky. Unfortunately, not everybody does have Sky Cinema. So just watch Wimbledon on BBC.
Oh yeah. That's what I also wanted to say, because Wimbledon is on at the moment. We obviously also recommend watching the film Wimbledon if you haven't already seen it. Even if you have, watch it every year when Wimbledon is on. Paul Bettany, Kirsten Dunst, Sam Neill, Nikolai Coster-Waldau. Brilliant.
It's a very, very good film. Like I said, I watch it every year before the competition starts. I'm a massive Wimbledon fan. I will be going to Wimbledon this year to watch the Gentleman's Single. That's what it is. It is the Wimbledon Gentleman's Final. Gentleman's Singles Final, shall I say. I'll be going to watch that. And like I said, I always watch Wimbledon the day before. It starts on that Monday, so...
James McAvoy as well, isn't it? That's fine. Sorry.
There you go. James McAvoy is also in it, yes. In his best role.
He's hilarious, isn't it?
But yes, so I think that's all of the stuff that is out. That's our reviews. Some of the trailers we've watched, the recommendation for Black Widow, and most of the news, but we did mention at the top of the show the big news about Richard Donner, which obviously happened within the last 24 hours at 91 years old. Richard Donner, director of Lethal Weapon, Superman, The Goonies, has unfortunately passed away. I know it is something that, especially as a massive Superman fan, it's something that probably affects you a little bit more. So
yeah, I just wanted to touch on it, really, just touch on his career and pay our respects, because he has had a big impact on parts of my life for sure. Obviously we both absolutely love Superman. He's our favorite superhero, and I love the Christopher Reeve films. So really appreciate what Richard Donner did for Superman with those films. Obviously I haven't seen Lethal Weapon, but I'm hopefully going to do a tribute to Richard Donner podcast of my own tomorrow, so trying to get a few people together, and one of my friends has seen Lethal Weapon, all the films, so I'm hoping he's gonna have a bit of a chat about that. Obviously he also works on X-Men, producer of X-Men, and I absolutely adore those films as well. X-Men is one of my favorite superheroes, definitely from Marvel, and those films I think he did fantastically as well. I mean, the huge impact that he had on my life is that his name has actually been in my life since I was like 5, because he was the executive producer on Free Willy, which was my favourite film from being 5 years old, and actually set me on my career path to work in wildlife conservation. And seeing his name every time I watched that film was always there in my memory. And then anytime I watched a film after that where his name pops up, I'd be like, oh, it's the Free Willy guy.
Free Willy
guy. The Free Willy guy. Of course, all his other work is probably a lot more well known and significant, but I appreciate what he brought into my life through all 3 of those films, so I thank him for that. But obviously he also did The Goonies, directed The Goonies, and that I know that film means a lot to a lot of people out there, and I thoroughly enjoy it as well. We just recently shared it with Jamie Sauter as well, and we're currently currently taking her on a bit of an action adventure spree through the Indiana Jones and everything, and yeah, she absolutely loves the Goonies as well. So yeah, it never ages. Spread it on to your kids, pass it on. Goonies never say die. So yeah, thank you very much, Richard Donner, for everything that you've given us. Appreciate it.
And I think, unless anything else, that wraps up this week's episode.
So over the next week, we'll think about what we're looking at over the next few weeks. Obviously, we've got Black Widow coming out. We'll be going to see that, so we'll be talking about that next time.
Hopefully, there's going to be some more trailers out there.
Yeah.
We'll be watching some other stuff. I know there is something I do really want to watch on Netflix called Fear Street.
Yes.
Which is a new trilogy on Netflix, releasing every Friday, and it's based on different timelines. Is the first one, which came out in 1994. Then there is one in the 70s, I believe, and maybe 74, and then there's 1666 as the third one, and they come out consecutive Fridays on Netflix. So really looking forward to watching that one. And of course, next week is Space Jam: A New Legacy as well.
Yes.
Which don't know if looking forward to that one or not. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I'm definitely going to watch it. I'll be wearing both of my Space Jam jerseys.
Say, when we do the next podcast, you'll be wearing your new Space Jam jersey.
I'll wear one of them. I've got the one from the Michael Jordan 96 Space Jam, and I've got the new Toon Squad one with LeBron James. Again, this film is going to be released on HBO Max, so it will be available on HBO Max in the US on the same day it is in the cinemas, but it is out in the cinema next Thursday here in the UK, which I believe is the 16th.
And also that day we're going to be having The Croods 2, A New Age, and The Forever Purge.
The Forever Purge.
Yeah.
Hopefully the last of the Purge films.
Yeah. Obviously the big one for us coming out on the 20th of July will be Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. So we've got that to look forward to. And then towards the end of July also we have Jungle Cruise and The Suicide Squad. So they are what to look out for over the next few weeks. And Suicide Squad's in August, isn't it?
I believe so, but
I'm
pretty sure that's a bit early for Maverick. I thought it was December.
Well, Odeon is getting ahead of itself because that's what it's telling me. But at least we know we're going to be having Space Jam, and that's what we can say for definite.
Space Jam, Fear Street, maybe.
Yeah.
And Black Widow will probably all be our reviews next time. Hopefully, we're going to have a few more trailers released as well, so we can have a look at them and talk about them as well.
And if we don't get back to you next week, if it's the week after, we'll be talking about the finale of Loki because that'll be on as well.
Exactly. 4 episodes into Loki as well. Episode 5 tomorrow on Disney Plus. So, I mean, that is everything for this episode. Make sure, again, to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Cine Lovers Podcast. Wherever you are listening, thank you. Press that follow button, subscribe, share, everything you like. And that is it for this week's episode.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Tell
all your friends and go watch those films. See you next time. See you love.